one-on-one format, once it made sense. When the wives first left, they weren't in a mental or emotional position to sit on a stage with Kody Brown and Robyn and not be completely run over. I mean, that just wasn't a thing. So separate interviews weren't about control, they were about survival. But that moment has passed. The show, the cast, and the audience are now at a crossroads. Either the cast is ready to confront Kody and Robyn directly, or it may be time to clock out of reality TV altogether. Now, let's talk about the regular season problem. Start there. The problem starts during the regular season. Too many secrets are being kept. Real issues are avoided. The cast fixates on superficial topics that don't actually matter to them and definitely don't resonate with the audiences. So, as a result, by the time we reach the one-on-one, we're forced to recycle old topics just to have anything meaningful to discuss. And let me tell you, this is where the format starts to break. Problem number one with the one-on-one, the whisper down the lane, childish ass games that we're playing. Here's how the one-on-one actually works. A subject, say Kody, is asked a question. He gives his response. That response is taken to other cast members for their reaction. Then those reactions are brought back to Kody, the original subject, and round we go. It's a massive time suck. It's a waste of time. You have the same question getting asked 50 different times to 50 different people and getting 50 different responses. Then you have to respond to the responses. It's silly. Now, I'm not going to deny this is helpful for production because there isn't much else to talk about. But a broader problem is the fact that it's unwatchable as a viewer. Like, I don't sit there and enjoy watching people go back and forth like that. It's silly, it's nauseating, it's borderline confusing. This whisper down the lane structure encourages only a few things: misunderstanding, misdirections, and a soft cover for stupid lies. It's reality TV designed for spinning, not truth telling. Problem number two: Suki versus the cast, or the host of these shows versus the cast members. Next, the expectation placed on Suki. She's supposed to hold people accountable, ask hard questions, and advocate for the truth. But here's the reality. What fuel, what pressure, and what power does she actually have? She can ask follow-up questions. She can maybe reference some footage at best, but it can't push too hard. At the end of the day, the best advocate for the truth is the person who was actually there, the people who were actually participating in the conversations, the people who were actually affected by those events. The OG3 have to advocate for themselves. Take the backdoor deal as a for instance. Because the cast avoids other meaningful topics, this one issue inflates beyond its original scale. So far, as an example, it's been talked about, and it's taken at least 1.5 of the 4 episodes. That's 37.5% of the proposed one-on-one series. That's a lot of airtime for one conversation, especially a conversation where nothing came of it. Now, there's a case study where we could do the backdoor deal and talk about it in more in the one-on-one terms and how it's presented on the show. And to me, here's the kicker. Despite what Robyn says, this was a conversation between Kody and Janelle. There's no reason for me to believe that Janelle talked it over with Robyn, discussed it with Robyn, wanted to get her insights and her thoughts on it. So at the end of the day, Robyn's interpretation comes solely from Kody and his perspective. And we know that we can't trust what he says because he will try to manipulate everybody around him to try to take the pressure and the blame off of himself. These two were in the conversation, Janelle and Kody. They were the only ones who were in the conversation. And they should be the ones who are rebutting and refuting each other on stage and in person. If you can't do that, reality TV might not be for you. Clock in, get to work, or clock out. It's really that simple. Problem number 3, Suki can't be the enforcer that we keep trying to put on her. And one more reality check, and this is a big one. Suki can be fired for asking hard questions or pushing too hard and pushing too far or probing too deep or making somebody uncomfortable.
Fired. But I...
She said it herself in interviews, and it's backed up by what happened to Tamron Hall and Andrea Canning. Hosts have limits. Participants and cast members don't. That's why the cast must advocate for themselves. They have far more protection that hosts on this show will never have. And they're actually in a far better position to challenge false narratives. When somebody comes out and says that somebody did something or Janelle said this or that, instead of having Suki say, well, that doesn't sound like Janelle, how much would it actually help if Janelle said, no, I never said that, you're full of crap and you're lying? Straight up. And here's my takeaway about this whole one-on-one nonsense. The one-on-one worked when the wives needed space. It doesn't work when the show needs truth. If the cast isn't ready to confront Kody and Robyn directly, the platform can't deliver what reality TV promises. Reality. At some point, this isn't a production problem. It's a willingness problem. And I'm not just going to blame the OG3 for this issue, because I do think that is primarily driven by both Robyn and Kody, who don't want to be in the hot seat, who don't want to have hard questions pressed against them. Robyn doesn't have the protection she used to have in previous tell-alls, where everybody was so worried about what Kody thought and being in Kody's favor that they would never attack or talk back to or question Kody's favorite. So she had that veneer of protection, which she no longer has, especially as these women become more frustrated with Robyn and they become more disenchanted with the possibility of getting back with Kody. Christine is way off the reservation. So she's a wild card who could expose Robyn at any conversation. And I think that Robyn is unwilling to actually do it. So at the end of the day, why don't you tell me, do you think the cast is ready to confront Kody and Robyn directly? Or is this format officially past its expiration date? Let me know. Drop your thoughts in the comments, call in, or leave a voicemail at speakpipe.com/mytakeonreality. And I'll see you in the next breakdown.
That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
That's my take. I'm James, and this has been My Take on Reality, and I'm out.
'Cause I've been living life right like I